Hello, Soul Tribe. Hello, friends. Hello, anyone who is watching this video. Solreta and I felt guided to record a little intro to the full session that you'll see in a moment. Um, Basically, giving you guys kind of uh, a warning, I guess, not in a ominous way, but just that the information that came through in this session was a little bit surprising to both of us, and it may be surprising to you. It may not be what you expected. But we encourage you to stick with it and to listen through to all the information that's given because really the whole picture of it um, speaks to the heart in such a profound way and was a really important message. So
Yeah. And we both just felt guided after coming out of the session. It was almost like a penny drop moment of adding up different other visions that I've had over the couple of years and different other things that have come through. I'm like, oh my gosh, this plus this equals this. And yeah, I just want to say, please bear with like the start of it because it might not be the answer that you guys want to hear. It's definitely, I take myself out of all of this when we're working as much as I can. And even, consciously going into this session, this still was different to what I would have expected. But when I look at it, I actually feel it feels very authentic, very real, and not covered with a lot of Hollywood stuff. Lyra agrees. Um, so yeah, I just say bear with it because it does have valuable information that comes with it. And I know Jake was also saying that another session that you did as well, that there was similar information that came through around it. So I know we're onto something, and I feel that this is a journey of discovery for our beautiful soul tribe. And yeah, we're just keeping it as real and as authentic as possible. But I'm left with the echoes of words that came up in it that I feel I'm like, okay, there's another rabbit hole to go down here. And I'm going to talk to certain people that I know that are connected with things that came up in this session. So I'm sure there'll be a flow on or a follow on from this, but I just want to say I love you guys and thank you for bearing with us with this one. And thank you so much to Jake, who's an incredible hypnotherapist and just pops me in so quick. So yeah, thank you for guiding me with this. It was definitely a surprise in the beginning, the middle, and the end.
oh yeah, yeah, truly. So yeah, guys, stick with it, check it out, and let us know what you think. May we speak with soul's higher self.
Yes.
We have permission to speak with soul's higher self.
Yes. I'm here.
Wonderful. Do we have permission to ask questions today?
Yes.
Thank you. So today's topic of exploration is Three Eye Atlas, the interstellar object that is moving through our solar system right now. Before we jump into the questions, I'm curious if there's anything you'd like to show us or anything that is important for us to know before we ask those questions.
Hearing the word mental construct is the first thing that comes up as soon as you say the name. Fabrication, not the whole truth. Create fear, pandemonium, psyop, wanting unhinged behavior, desired result. I keep getting it come through from human minds. Really interesting because when I usually, connect or explore, I very much get taken into other dimensions, other realms. Here, I just feel like I'm in a government construct type building. My consciousness feels like it's very much connected to do with people and intelligence. And I don't mean intelligence in terms of brains, but intelligence in terms of there's a name associated with that word, intelligence.
Mm.
Operation is the other word. And now they say pandemonium again.
Mm. And so this pandemonium or this chaos, can you tell us a little more about how or why that's being fostered?
Preparation. Preparation for bigger things, bigger plans. Fear porn. Narrative agenda. And I hear the words, do what we want. I also hear the word sacrifice. A lot of it has a very dark agenda feel to it. And a lot of it feels like that it's people that have been infiltrated from darker entities or darker beings that are operating within humanity. Very, very heavy, very icky. So different to things that we're used to looking into. I kind of feel almost like I'm being watched. I can just feel like an ickiness. I want to separate myself from that feeling.
Hmm.
Just putting up more of like a firewall.
Extra protection.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm just hearing the words, Jake, do I want to become a targeted individual?
Mm.
I feel like this is a no look sort of situation when it comes to like the truth behind not wanting to see the agenda or them not wanting us to see the true agenda.
Mm.
If we know, then we can't be controlled. If we realize it's false fear, we can't be controlled. Are you okay if we separate from that and I maybe talk to the positive ETs or someone else around this situation and maybe get intel from them instead?
Absolutely, yes.
It's just so heavy, like actually energetically, it just makes me actually feel a bit sick, is what it's like psychotronic warfare, what they're sending out.
Mm. Yes, absolutely. Let's disconnect from
Yeah, I just want to run like frequency interference or something because it's just icky.
that.
It's
Absolutely.
hard because I like locked onto my frequency. I just need to shift it.
Is your higher self able to help us with that?
Yes. That feels much better.
Wonderful.
So the words coming to me now are psyop orchestration. I do feel that some of this is connected, like they're showing me other things, other agendas. And it's not that it wouldn't have like real aspects that go with it. And what I mean by real aspects are actually showing me the Miami Mall incident. So they do have beings and things that can come in on this psyop. It's more that we haven't been told the whole truth about everything. And when we hear things repeated over and over hypnotically in media, this is more where we know that it's kind of a psyop to influence and hypnotize the masses. But there's fear energy loose harvesting and another agenda, a control agenda going on with this. Funny how it all synchronizes with some of the digital identity stuff that they're enforcing in certain places.
Mm. So I hear that there is this agenda, this fear agenda. What is what is Three Eye Atlas? Are we able to are you able to describe what it is or to share more of what its true nature is?
Mm. I keep hearing the word construct, fabrication. It doesn't mean that there's not an asteroid or something of that nature or a craft that doesn't exist. It's just the story behind it. It's like a Goldilocks type fairy tale. It's like taking something, leveraging on it. There are positive ETs around. They're trying to create Hollywood pandemonium stories, trying to get us to buy into mass fear agenda. The fear porn narrative sells a lot more.
Mhm. So there are positive players though that are sort of
Mm,
working to counterbalance.
yeah, there's many different fleets that are watching this game down here and also have their own agendas. I keep seeing a connection to the Native American people and their star brothers and sisters and their star knowledge. And getting shown the Mayan people as well, and their star brothers and sisters and knowledge. They've been around a lot longer than negative agenda. They have a lot more true and accurate information as well. I do feel there was a promise made, especially to the Native American, about their star brothers and sisters returning in a time of darkness to be able to help awaken the masses from this dream. They had to let us reach and awaken to a certain point first. They're also showing me a bit of kind of like with the agenda of the dark side, it's more that they want to grow it on a loose level, whereas it feels almost like a little bit of a nothing burger. But they'll use it to control and to influence their agenda.
So when you mention the ETs returning, and these prophecies, these knowings, is there a connection to Three Eye Atlas or um,
Yeah, timing.
mm,
So I do feel positive Anunnaki connections and Pleiadian connections, as well as other different various star fleets, but more from smaller nations. Sirius is there as well. I do feel a lot of the different groups looking in, but it's almost like it's an Emperor's New Clothes type feeling to what they're showing me. It's almost like using certain things happening or certain prophecy returns and saying, hey, look over here. And they're leveraging on certain things that were known to be returning, but maybe insinuating that it's connected to their negative control or agenda. But if we look to the original prophecies, we should get more real intel, more real information. So look to the elders that have been custodians and guardians of this knowledge and information of our star brothers and sisters. It's not to be in a state of fear or to be frightened. It doesn't mean that there won't be other charades going on in the background or explosions and movie-like productions that are happening to sideline our attention towards these dark and nefarious things. Keep your heart connected to the core of your spirituality and your love. This is a time for great insight and fostering intuition from within. We have to ignore the outside information coming from the programmers, the people that have hijacked the matrix. We need to return to things that are natural and organic. We need to return to Gaia and her people. And we need to be one nation connected under the sun, under soul, this spiritual being, the sun.
it's interesting that you bring up the sun. I know that Three Eye Atlas passes by Mars and then the sun at its closest. I'm curious if there's any insight that you can share with us around what this object's passing means for the sun or what um, how it may be interacting with Soul.
Mm. It's an interdimensional portal, the sun. Higher angelic beings also reside there. It's also, they are wanting us to see them. The name just feels disconnected from what we're seeing. The name, it comes from human minds. It's part of their constructed reality. It's almost like we need to separate the object from the agenda.
You mean the name of Three Eye Atlas?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's like, oh, we're leveraging on the opportunity of something that was prophesized to return, but we're going to put our agenda, our mask, our costume, and write our story around this to steer people away from the truth and old way prophecies. It's like a puppy entering a room, but you're telling the people seeing the puppy enter the room that it's a dark, demonic monster. And so people forget their own intuition, their own trust. I'm just seeing like fireworks and smoke screens being let off around that little puppy, and just ground noises being pushed. I don't feel fear around it. The only time I feel fear around it is with that room that we were talking about before, with the humanness
Hmm.
coming through with their agenda and psyop and program. If we stay in our hearts, we have nothing to fear. This is all about, it's a vibrational checkmate situation. What team are you on? Where is your heart? Where are your beliefs? Are you in the head in fear? Or are you in the heart in trust? Vibrational checkpoint.
So it seems like this object, while the narrative is fabricated or constructed, there is sort of, it sounds like a shift being ushered in, uh, maybe not by this object, but in sync with it, or it sounds like the timing of it. Can you tell us a little bit more about this shift?
I'm being shown Uluru as kind of like a spaceship. I'm seeing other rock like formations as spaceships that came and anchored into Earth, and with it brought teachers. I just keep hearing old way. We have to look back to old way to find the knowledge from the prophecy for this future. The native people know the truth. That's where we'll seek the answers. But a lot of people aren't stopping to ask them. Sometimes they need to be asked. They don't always want to come forward into public or to talk to people that listen with their ears covered. They don't wish to talk to foolish people that don't understand, or for people that are standing in separation and division. And I mean that in terms of duality, but also in separation and division from their own soul, their own spirit. How can they talk to people that don't understand that they're a soul and a spirit first and a body second, and those that blindly follow programs and agendas hypnotically? A lot of those people may have to come back and return.
For additional lifetimes, you mean?
Yeah, very young. But also, there's programming with some, and it's hard for them to operate outside of that program or change their frequency. The agenda did cast a wide net of soul entrapment. All it takes to break free from it is consciousness, reclaiming sovereignty. I just keep getting shown Uluru and just shown that not all UFOs or UAPs look like what is to be expected from sci fi movies and things.
So Uluru is a spaceship?
Yes.
I was curious, are any of those teachers available to speak with us today or to share with us today?
No, we need to go straight to their mouths. There's many that you'll find that are talking about it. I keep getting also shown, looks like Navajo country to me. I'm also hearing Hopi prophecies. Keep feeling the energy in my heart. I just keep hearing the word charade. It's like sliding of hands. When they're telling us to look one way, it's usually because they're doing something to take away liberty and freedom. We need to dig our heels in and hold ground, just like the old way warriors.
So it sounds like some of the narrative and the spinning of this is distraction.
Yes, yes, definitely. They're also looking for more ways to be able to harvest money and loosh from the people. I'm seeing space as a monetized monopoly. The dark agenda is looking at how can we monetize that side of things.
I'm curious if there's anything that we can do as a collective um, to avoid that, or is it likely that that will come to fruition in a
Yeah.
timeline sense?
Yeah. So connect into our hearts, and we need to connect and ground into Mother Earth and connect old way. We need to pay attention to the signs of the land, the signs of nature and the animals. And we need to seek guidance and counsel from some of the people of old way, because they are the ones that have the original prophecies. They're the ones that are in touch and stories passed down through their lineage from the original visitors who were told of the return. There is another vision that I had a couple of years ago now, would have been 2020, and I saw what looked like a big planet arriving. And I saw a doorway open up with a metal staircase that came out of it. To me, that felt like that was happening in 2020 when I heard the words in that vision, the second sun returning. And to me, that was a connection with the Anunnaki coming back to Earth. There's a lot of beings that are coming back to Earth that haven't been here for a very long time. Another vision and auditory thing that I heard maybe even 10 years ago now, or more than that actually, would have been around 2012, was Quasicaro returning. So when they say returning, that can still be a span of 30 years, even more, because the time to them is different than the time to us. But it is time to prepare generationally to come back into old way and come back into living in the hearts. When you live in the mind, as a lot of us do in this 3D agenda, we're easily hijacked and influenced, and our navigation path or inner GPS is hijacked and set into the many roads and paths that they wish for us to be on in this dark dream spell. It's only when we swim in our own current and come back to old way, the blindfold is taken off and we truly see again with our hearts, not with our fearful small minds. It's like small school children where you show like sleight of hands, or you do that thing where you show like the thumb being taken off and the finger, and everyone oohs and ahs when they're a small child. But when you're the older and you're more educated, or you see behind the hands, you see that it was never detached the whole time, that it was just a trick, a sleight of hands. This way, giving away your power and safety. I'm also seeing a lot of strange weather and things being connected to do with this. But again, it's more to do with the agenda and reset energy. I'm hearing the word, is I don't fully understand what this means on a human level, but they're giving me the word thermonuclear fusion.
Is that in connection with the Earth shifts and like the shifts that we're going through, or in connection with this object?
They're showing me it's connected with some of the old cities that look like rock formations that almost seem to be melted.
Mm.
They were exposed to this. You've got remnants of the old cities and the old resets. But a lot of the people that are connected to Gaia and Old Way and ancient wisdom and star knowledge, they have memory since before these times. But also, they have knowledge connection to portals, vortex points, gateways out of Earth and into the stars. These are the ways that we travel. We have to match a certain kind of frequency or key, chi, energy at these vortex points to open up the doorways and walk through. It's not so much that we see physical bodies coming in all the time. A lot of our travel's done interdimensionally and done outside 3D linear Earth time. A lot of these vortex points and star grids have been mucked with, or they've tried to disassemble them. But a lot of the grid workers, light workers, old way have reconfigured and set things back up. We have some that are still damaged, but there's still some that are functional. A lot of these have been hidden, shrouded, and protected to prevent the dark side from gaining knowledge and access to them. Some of the main key ones in ancient Sumeria have been destroyed or detained and taken over. I'm seeing more under control of Zeta or reticular reptilian type forces. I keep hearing Zeta reticuli. They're more kind of like they're showing like a drone like being in a way, not having, I guess you would say, independent consciousness of their own free will. They're more like minions or plebs being told where to go, what to do. A little bit like artificial intelligence, but more kind of like working for certain reptilians. I'm seeing some of the groups working together to hijack some of these portals. Doesn't mean that they can necessarily utilize all of them. Some, maybe, but not all. Most have still been hidden, and they're angry about this. So yeah, the Atlas, 3A Atlas, feels like a distraction. They keep giving me the word agenda attached to that. Distraction agenda.
Mhm.
Be used to take away certain freedoms is what they would hope for. But there'll be glitching. We will start to see more glitching with those that are hidden in human skins.
Is there anything specific that they're trying to distract us from that we should know about or pay attention to?
Ourselves and our light, our sovereignty. The light that we carry is from Source. It baffles them how certain beings can carry such sovereignty and light within them. Humanity is very special, very unique, very independent, very different. To have free will and to have gifts and emotions and to have connection to Source. Very unique. There's a lot of jealousy of that independence, and some of these darker agendas call it favoritism from God.
Very interesting.
I smell the rock. I smell the earth. Before we started, I could only smell the flowers in the background, but now I smell like I'm in the desert and the rock. Being shown hands on the rock, connecting with the earth, with Gaia, and with some of these spaceships that have higher levels of consciousness with them. Some of these portals will open for certain people that go to these places, or you'll see them. You'll get communication come in from some of the interdimensionals that are guardians and reside over these portals. Sedona is another place connected with Old Way. Interesting. Those two mentioned, Sedona and Uluru, weren't specifically places that tribes owned. They were more of what you call meeting place, where people would come in for, in Australia, we call corroborees, or uh, different tribes coming together to meet for celebration or ceremonial purposes. Similar with Sedona, with Old Way. Maybe a little different now, depending on tribal knowledge, but I keep getting shown Old Way. It's a lot to live in a vortex. I hear language, old language.
Is it a message you're able to understand or
I can try and transmit. Yala nada luka ayanardo ayalaka yanana. Mialanay alanay kaya iyanarata kaya kaya. Ayirina naratita kaya ya. Yala kanana logonina ata. Ay ornarata lakay immunana. Yalana heta. Ya dahado. Ya yanaha. Yemahan nehe. Nalolo eka ya yanarada darukora yanarada ela ka yana ya shayana ya hataha. Keep getting shown with a language like a rainbow, but then I'm seeing like celestial stars falling from the rainbow like a mass galactic or solar event. I see where it's moon in the light of day, with the rainbow. It's like a bridge between worlds and opening. It's like a hole in the veil. We're going back to old way. Felt like the language was connected with prophecy of looking for these signs in the sky, perhaps stars and meteors falling, differences in rainbows, strangeness to do with seeing the moon at daytime, or what moderns would know as eclipse type energies. This is also seeing strangeness with the sun as well. The birds, the birds acting weird, and other animals and creatures, even strange migration. I'm also seeing snakes acting strange. A lot of the animals have tried to warn us and wake us up to this. But again, we listen with hands over our ears. We don't hear what our brothers and sisters are saying. The animals are our brothers and sisters. They share this earth, this Gaia home together with us. But we're so stupid. We don't listen. We're so distracted with our hands over our ears and our mouths talking. And of course, that's not everyone. There's many connected in our soul tribe that have the ears and hearts to listen, because it's not just the ears that need to hear. These words, these messages, these ancient prophecies connected with our ancestors are spoken into the heart to be received and to be reimagined into this timeline and reborn. We need to have love and reverence and respect to the elders that held this knowledge and wisdom in their hearts, keeping it safe, guardians for the future generations. It must have been so hard for them to hold this knowledge and watch the stupidity fall over everyone like a dark dream spell and fall into forgetfulness. Just have so much admiration for the love that they had for humanity, holding these dreams and visions for all of these years, knowing that most of us are like children. We did not know any better. Just like when charades and charades or whatever it is we were talking about before to do with new stories are being made up for those that fall for things. They are children, and we cannot punish them because they have their lessons to learn. They have their wisdom to be gained and learned. It may still take many lifetimes. Many will graduate quickly into university level of wisdom. There will be certain sequences and, as we said before, certain events in the sky that will wake people up. But a lot of them are painfully awakening from the dream, like a traumatic birth. Many of them feeling like they've lost their mind or will lose their mind when they see things they don't fully understand. The way to remedy this is to come into the heart.
Return to the heart sounds like the consistent message.
Mm,
I'm curious around these events in the sky to watch for. I had heard that it appears like there's a what's being called by some a swarm of comets coming into our solar system, and it looks like kind of from all directions. I'm curious if you could tell us a little bit more about these events in the sky that are coming, or if there's any insight that we're able to share today.
mm. Sol's written about this. She had a dream of this. This was about 2 years ago. It will be recorded back, written on Facebook as a dream. She wrote many people looking up to the sky in amazement, many of them with exhilarated type happy feelings knowing that we're not alone. But it looked like fire in the sky. This was a time of mass awakening in the earth and on the earth for the people. It heralded a time of the dark dream spell being broken and people seeing with their hearts again. Think of the heart as a magnetic compass, and many people have forgotten or they let their compass spin out of control from the guidance of others. This event will help us get back to our magnetic north. Although there might be fear with some of this happening, or misguided prophecy, like Chicken Little, the sky is falling type situation, but it actually triggers mass awakening on a deeper level. Even those that say they are awake or have the eyes to see, and not necessarily awake in the heart or awake to old way. We each need to come back to the song of our soul and heart, and to our original essence. While many will be distracted in these times and days, come back to your song, come back to your heart, your original spirit. This is about housing your soul and spirit cloaked in physical form on the earth. This will help create a shift in the morphogenic field, helping to drop further the veils of illusion. This will help shift us back more to old way, and we'll see political agendas shift. We'll see people rising with awakening. There will be a push for more fairness and justice, but it will be through people reclaiming their sovereignty, not waiting for people to give it or waiting for permission.
So I'm curious if there is any guidance that you have for humanity at this point, either in working with the energies of this object of the cosmos for our highest good, or maybe that's the wrong question. But I'm curious if there's guidance that you have for the collective.
When the rainbows appear, the double rainbows, these are portals opening into other realms. And a lot of these are connected with Pleiadian ships and Pleiadian cities. When you see double rainbows, this is a great time to access higher information and connect to the higher dimensional beings that are here to help us on Earth at this particular point in time. And some of you will know how to call upon the weather and the rainbows to open these portals. This is a time to seek higher guidance and counsel. I keep seeing what looks to be almost like an open diamond residing like cloud ships or like floating cities with these double rainbows. I've seen one. These floating cities are beautiful, crystalline, high vibrational cities.
Fascinating. Are these cities in specific locations, or is it more that you can access them through these portals?
Yeah, through the portals. And this is sometimes where you see other beings like giant blue beings walking around, is what we see here in our country.
Mm.
This is also connected to some of the other dimensions that are hidden within Earth. So the more that we can connect to Shambhala, Talos, and places like this, the more wisdom and true knowledge can be re-remembered and gleaned into this life. All the knowledge has been here a lot of the time, more just hidden away for when we matured. You wouldn't give a child matches without fully understanding the damage that certain information or knowledge could have, or corruption from the dark side that could have happened. A lot of the dark side has also been waiting for more information and knowledge. A lot of them know that their time is up, that where they have caused mass destruction or resets and things in the past, I'm seeing their hands being taken off some of the levers and controls. It's interesting. There's a feeling come through connected with higher self that many will be disappointed with this information and knowledge, wanting a big budget Hollywood saga of information to come through around the Atlas. But a lot of it is a diversion.
Hmm.
At the same time, some of the positives will, while others are open and waiting, will use this time to also use some of their appearance on Earth. So not all is lost in this. It's almost there's permission granted because of people being open to believe certain things. That there's more of a bandwidth for them to come through or reveal themselves as well.
I was curious around that if there would be, if we'd be seeing any sort of disclosure on either an individual level or maybe more of a larger scale as this object approaches.
We will begin to see more ships in the sky. And for the ones of a positive nature, it's the more that we can free ourselves from the debris and density of the negative agendas and fears and negative heavy emotions and inner conflict and fight within our souls and our auric bodies, the more that we can create auric light density and occupy our own space in our own auric bodies, the more that we will have visitation and the more that we will be in contact with our star brothers and sisters. We need to have inner authority and take up our own space, activate what some would call aura or Merkaba light body. So we need to wash it of heavier toxicity, thought forms, and emotions, and occupy that space again. It's like you're becoming a radiant light when you do that. And that's also when you have more sightings because they come in to check out what the light show is happening down here. It helps us to step into a higher frequency. Where like little lights coming on a radar is the way they're showing me. So that's what we can do in preparation. So cleanses with salt, pranic healing is also especially really good for this. And meditation, yoga, stilling and calming of the mind, especially the monkey mind, and separation from duality. Pause, take a step back, separate from heaviness and from shock, and connect into your own energy field. Do not allow yourself to be taken over from fear or negative agenda or from hate or any of those other vile energies, division. It should be, when we see things like this, a flag to come back to oneness from within and oneness with Source. And realizing that we are God enclosed in physical, human, 3D bodies.
Thank you so much for sharing that guidance and that insight for us. I'm sure that there are many who will appreciate that. Are there any specific meditations or any specific intentions or actions besides what you've shared already that would be helpful?
There's certain techniques to activate things within the higher consciousness, the earth consciousness, and the auric field. There's certain energy systems that can be brought online. I'll definitely be covering this in the Soul Tribe activation. This is where I've been getting guidance to. I didn't realize it was all connected with what we've spoken about today until you helped me to reveal that, Jake. So, for those that are watching this, a lot of this can be activated within your own hearts and minds. So, brain heart coherence and activating these higher chakra energies, activating the nadis, all of the chakras and channel pranic energy systems, and all of the layers of the aura. You just have to be careful not to blow a circuit because this is quite powerful information and technology.
I'm curious if our higher selves have a role to play in this work, or how we can maybe ask for their help.
Yeah, so many, particularly in our soul tribe, had already signed on to this before coming to Earth. So it's to allow gentle unfoldment and ease to come in, not to keep trying to swim upstream. to find out what things are. It's to know that there will be a light come out of you at the time of this awakening. Everything is perfectly orchestrated to awaken at certain times and certain points in this timeline. There will be certain lights awakening within us, like little fireworks going off. Also, many of the soul tribe are working with portals and grid activation, and this is vital to bring up the frequencies so that we maintain. This helps with many activating their light bodies and their Merkabahs too, and activating this inner knowledge and knowing and downloading these truths. Everyone has a vital part to play in this. So it's now more important than ever to step into your soul mission, to know what it is that you came here for, because we're all part of this.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I'm just curious if there's any final messages from the positive ETs that were assisting us today, anything else that they would like us to know.
It's to know that we're loved more than we could ever know, and that a lot of the information that we're trying to scramble and seek outside of ourselves, our soul knows this wisdom. It's encoded in our DNA. And it's with these higher galactic activations and portals and grids that are being brought back online. This DNA is activating and unspiraling within us. All these codes are being activated. This star knowledge and awakening. It's to breathe calmly into that and gently allow things to happen within you with ease and permission. Giving yourself permission, not waiting or searching outside of yourselves. It's actually really simple when we bring it back to all of that. And that dissolves any of the outward chaos and illusion of the agenda from the dark side. Because we know in the end the light always wins.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'm just being guided to ask as well if there's a message from Gaia for us today.
She's with us, she's our mother. She's been with us for many millennia, waiting for her children to grow up to reach maturity. She helps us with our ascension into the galactic and the planetary neighborhood. So with our ascension and activation, she also is going through hers. She's just a beautiful mother that has fed and nurtured and sheltered us and been so patient, so unbelievably patient with this birthing into the wider neighborhood. She shows me an energy of kindergartners graduating into what feels like going to school. We can talk with her individually. And for some that find it hard, you can talk and ask the trees. They will relay messages from her. Many find it hard to hear directly from her. But yeah, there's just so much love and unconditional support that comes from her and such patience and reverence, understanding. She doesn't fall into pessimism or anger and rage as easy as people might think. Just like a mother when they see a 2 or a 3-year old doing a tantrum, they don't lose it or get mad at them because they know that they don't know any better. And they're just expressing and learning, just like humanity is.
Wonderful. Thanks to Gaia for that message. And before we go, is there anything else that feels important to mention or bring through? Any other information or messages for the collective?
The importance of the solar eclipse coming up. You need to be decided in your hearts and your minds where you align your energy. We're planting the seeds for the future now. So don't don't plant your seeds in fear or doubt. Plant them in love and truth and reverence. And then we will have much more productive plowing season when it comes time for harvest. As much as you can, come back to yourself daily. Get to know your inner voice, your inner spirit, and this will help you with discernment in the days coming.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing this information with us today, and uh, not necessarily the message that I thought we'd be hearing, but I think it's clear it's the message that we need to hear. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a surprise to me too. And I made sure to not look into anything beforehand.